A very good morning to you. How are you doing? This show has begun before it began.
Yes, a long time ago. And we're discussing land is not an investment.
If you know that statement, then you know one among the guests that we have in studio today. Karibuni sana to your world. Tuesday edition. It's Relationship Tuesday. My name is Mikali Mary.
And my name is Zuni Luba. It feels like a minute since I did Relationship Tuesday.
Yes, you've been away. Absconding duty. Love matters is not where your heart is anymore.
Tunakuona Winnie. But I'm so glad to be here today on the show. It's an amazing conversation, like Mikali said. The show started before we even came on air, okay? And the conversations, I hope to December when we are on air. And with this Relationship Tuesday, we are tackling this tough economy. I'm pretty sure most of us are like, hey, economy kisses, what do we do? Oh my days. And then bring in the breadwinner.
Yes.
You as the breadwinner in this very tough economy. That is what we're looking at in today's conversation. And we're trying to understand the dating stage versus marriage.
Do the responsibility shift from the situation that was there when you were dating and now that you're married? Does it shift? And what does it mean to be termed as the breadwinner? Does that come with a lot of pressure? Are we embracing it because it's our role, it's our duty?
Yeah.
God-given. Or is that it?
Or is it an expectation?
Is it an expectation?
You know, so it's going to be an amazing conversation. We have a full panel from Bishop to finance coach, okay? Like we need all these people who are want to understand does it shift, from the dating stage, when it comes to marriage or not? And we're talking about breadwinner and the responsibilities that come with it. And we also have a question for you this morning.
Yes, we do.
Simple.
Rahisi sana. Can love survive without money in today's world? Why or why not? Can love survive without money in today's world? Why or why not?
I feel like I know the answer. Like, I know what a lot of people are going to say.
What do you mean? Can anything survive without
money in this day and age?
NTV Kenya on all our social media platforms. Let us know what you think about this question and what your stand is. Why or why not? And our lines are open. You can call us as well. WhatsApp line yetu pia ipo tutumie ujumbe.
Absolutely. And of course, we'll be looking at your feedback as we continue with the show. But the question is there, very simple. Can love survive without money in today's world? Why or why not? I really love that question. Okay, let's meet our guests. Like I said, it's a full panel today, and as per usual, I missed doing this. Did you do that yesterday?
Yes, I did. I always do it. And I think about you every time I do it and you're not here. So,
So, upande huu wa mkono, tunaye nani? Alipotea.
Yes.
But she's here. We have Bishop Grace Mudhoni Zalizu. She is a marriage counselor. She is a bishop.
Anatuletea ya marriage.
Yes.
Na ya injili. Tuko well taken care of.
Well taken care of. Karibu sana. Good to see you.
Asante sana.
Karibu tu.
We are happy to see you too.
You too.
Nani ametoroka kati yangu bila?
Nyinyi wote wawili. For sure.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome,
Thank you for
Bishop.
having
You're
me.
welcome, Bishop. And we also have Professor Jedrath Wairire. Wairire. Cultural anthropologist. Good to see you.
Well, let me correct you. It's not cultural anthropologist. It's a social worker come sociologist.
Okay.
Very well. Thank you so very much. It's a joy, pleasure to be here.
More.
Asante sana.
We are manifesting.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you for
Asante
coming. We also have Lydia Karimi. Lydia Karimi, counseling
psychologist
in
marriage and family therapist.
In marriage and family therapist. Good to see you. Karibu sana.
Thank you so much.
And we have land.
Is not an investment.
Leo tupatie ingine so that
to move away.
Nyagacho is a finance coach. Good to see you this morning. How are you doing?
I'm fantastic.
Karibu sana.
Yeah, you can't imagine how important this show is to me. Whoever who knows.
Yeah. Are we ready or are we not?
You're ready for sure.
We are. Okay, we are.
We're looking for snippets. I think the last conversation about land being an investment, not being an investment, made quite the.
It did create a lot of buzz.
And you guys didn't even tag me.
We didn't.
You did not.
But you see, people know you. Lydia got in here saying, where?
He busted my bubble.
Where is the lie?
I mean, to real
Where is the lie?
Like, wait, Stan, what are you doing?
I'm releasing a 2-hour video with facts, figures,
still on the
numbers, so that anybody wants to debate, come with it. I'm a London-trained analyst.
So misleading.
Let me tell you, your conversation we need to revisit.
With Bishop there now.
Let it happen so that it will
Let a kasisi.
But not to get and all those things. And Prof, I'm curious to start with you because again, like we said, there's that aspect of responsibility, expectation. We were socially, you know how we were socially raised versus how it was supposed to. Bishop atatuambia in the beginning there was a word. Can we just get to understand this whole, aspect about breadwinner and ilianzia wapi? Is it more of an expectation? Is it something that we grew into based on what we saw our parents doing? Yeah.
Well, thank you. To a great extent, I agree, and it's a reality, especially for the boy child, based on the type of socialization that individuals have actually gone through. Many of the times that you hear, once the kid is growing up, you are told as a boy, you are the leader, you are the man, you are the decision maker, you are the provider, amongst all those many other things. At the moment you are told you are the provider, what does it mean? That's where the aspect of you being the breadwinner begins. And then you are socialized into knowing that you're not expected to be lazy, you're expected to be hardworking. You are expected to know what your position is, right from the family, in the greater society, in the neighborhood, in the community, and it goes on like that. And automatically, if you don't grow up to know that you're going to become a breadwinner, you are likely to lose and to suffer. So basically, from the perspective of the man, that is where we are. But automatically, it is actually changing based on different factors. So we cannot actually stand up to say that the man is a breadwinner alone. The lady can also be a breadwinner. Thank you.
Hey, interesting. Because because it's true. I was about to ask, do you feel the roles have changed over time based on these things? But you've partially answered, which we'll come back to.
All right.
And understand. So now that the roles have changed.
Yes, and they are changing.
And they are changing, right?
Yes.
So then how
it's a continuous process.
It is.
Influenced by many factors. Yes. How do we?
Yeah, so then the big question is then how do we not like go back,
but even
find
to
balance.
understand what does it mean to say you're a breadwinner? You know, it could be what did it mean then and what does it mean now? How do we understand it? What is it being a breadwinner? Because tunatumia tu word, maybe it just means I will hustle, nimkate tu nitaleta. Like, what does it exactly mean?
Yes, and I'm curious to hear what you have to say.
All right, very interesting. So one of the biggest takeaways from my PhD class was the idea that he that does not research must not speak. Because what is he speaking? He's spewing his ignorance. His postulations are not based on any context. So if your output is efficiency, then you have to look at what the numbers are saying. Now, let me just give a small preamble. Many times when our sisters say that I want a man who provides, they're basically saying I want to marry for enterprise. It's one of my business plans. It's one of my business ideas. But truthfully, if you are going to examine a partnership that is focused on growth and moving forward, research is beginning to show there's nothing like a breadwinner, that we are the breadwinner. Actually, couples who...
Wait, who's we?
I'm coming to that. Okay. Couples who win bread together and or build their money together, they actually grow together. So we've built the Cora, which is like Google Maps, but for wealth. We are testing 1,600 distinct and unique African variables and running a ridged regression to begin. We're literally saying, what are the main variables that push wealth? Now, when we came to couples, because we have to treat for couples, it's a very interesting thing. You should do it, by the way. It's like a financial MRI. We check how fit are you financially. Maybe you have Ebola. Maybe you have malaria. This is so that we know what we are curing for. If you want, you can hit me up at wealth@sanagacho.com and we set you up. Now, so when we got to marriage, we had a very simple model, which is net worth growth as the dependent variable and money style as the independent variable. We anchored that work as well on Utah University's Journal of Family Psychology. Do you know what we found? We actually found that couples whose mindset is there's no man or woman as far as money is concerned, outperformed those with roles by 70%. 70%. And there are 4 reasons. I'll just say one now. I'm sure we'll talk about it as we go. By 70%. This is data for 38 years. So the argument is that when your management style of money is that there is no me providing and you following, that if your mindset is that you are one unit, then economically you are functioning like something called a real estate syndicate. So you have more multiplier and compounding force on your money objectives. Can you imagine? Remember again that according to a Harvard Business Review study, wealth is built by objectives. So what you literally do when you put your money together as a couple, you have now having shared objectives. Did you know that individuals who have written down financial objectives outperform those without by 75%? That just having written down financial objectives gives you the advantage. So in this model of couples, should we put our money together or should we not put our money together? We ran the regression and we saw 70% outperformance, and the biggest reason is because of aligned goals, and number 2, because you are now functioning as a syndicate, you have higher compounding power. So if your output, if your output is net worth acceleration, remember again, these things are very difficult for non-serious relationships. If you are...
That is what we actually focus on. So there's the dating space, and then there's also marriage, and how to do this too, like variables.
And that's the mistake now, that if I'm dating you, and we're not talking about money in that regard, if I'm not seeing you in my future enough to begin talking about will we have a joint account, will we do a joint business, will we run a joint budget, that already indicates to, we test everything except financial literacy. So my point here is that if you are going to move towards efficiency, net worth acceleration, and growth as a couple's wealth, then paired joint money seems to be the answer. From the dating days to the marriage days means if I have $1 million, you have 1.1, we have 2.1, right? Now the problem is, the balance is that those who put their money those who put their money apart, they have more financial independence. But financial independence is not a big predictor of network growth.
That my money is my money, your money is our money.
It depends with the objective. But it depends with the objective. So if your objective is growth, then you must.
I think where he is a hybrid level of understanding the macro and microeconomics of things in terms of family and how they run things. But I want to go back to the genesis of things. From the beginning, man was given authority as the head of a family. And being a head of a family, it came with responsibilities. What Prof has said, men were socialized, and they are still socialized up to now. And that's why it looks like it is a tag of war. Women don't still feel that they should contribute into the investments of family, provision, and all that. But we'll get to that. So from the genesis of things, you find that a boy is told you are the one to run the family, you're supposed to provide, you're supposed to meet the basic needs of a family. That is clothing, shelter, and food, and by extension now, health and education. The man is supposed, once you get into a family, that is your responsibility. But at the dating point, we find that women are still feeling that when they go for date, that is the man to provide, the man to pay the bill. And once they are told there is cost sharing, they feel bad. Once they are told it is you to pay, then they call off the relationship.
And you're practicing for husbandry.
Yeah.
You start showing it now. You start showing it now that you can.
I met a lady, and she's very senior. And she said, what put her off? She met a billionaire.
Okay.
And she had been praying for a billionaire. I'm a bishop, let me say that. And God answered. And they went out. When they went out, the man said, you know, you are seated with me, don't think you're going to get things from me. Women have always had this idea. Because of my position, they will get money out of me. I will pay the bill. They will order for what? So order for what you can afford. And the lady said after that date, she paid her bill.
Yes.
The guy paid his, but she went to the car to cry.
Yeah.
And called the man and said, why am I so unlucky? I've been praying for a man that has money, and now look at the way things have turned out.
Yeah.
Why? Because a girl at the home is socialized to believe that the man is a provider. And when he gets you out for a date, or even you request, can we meet for coffee? The expectation is the man will foot the bill. And we have not come out of that. And we are not going to come out of that
we are not.
easily. You know? But the truth is, right now, because we have real against what?
The ideal versus the reality, yes.
The real is somebody like me. I know from when I got married, I was a teacher, he was a professor at the university. We started sharing the course and what have you. And I've been you know, I've been raised like that, socialized like that. And as what the finance analyst, the specialist said, we have gone far because of that. It has advantages, but it's not the norm. We should not put it out there that everybody should expect you come, because some people know I have been paid for the bride price, I have been married, so I sit for my husband to direct. We cannot have two heads in the family. There is a head and there is a neck. He can direct your finances, and tell you this is what you'll do, or give you independence depending on his status, but we should not say this is the way and this is the way we should go. We can advise, but we cannot pull everybody out of it, because some communities are rooted in it.
Hear what she has to say. We are not paying for it.
You know, in my opinion, now from a counselor's perspective, I have met couples or even people that are dating that have been socialized in different norms in this way. There are men who have been socialized to see women providing for them. And there are women who have been socialized seeing women providing. So when I get a couple in my therapy room, the first thing that I do is I'm curious to identify what do you know? You know, what are your beliefs? Where are you coming from? How did your background shape you? All right? Because you get their families whereby they're very comfortable with the mother providing or the woman providing, and it is okay. And there are others, it is the man, and it is the man. I remember a scenario whereby the wife wanted to pay some bills, and the man was like, no, not in my house. This is my home. I am the leader here. So your money, keep your money, or let us find ways. Actually, the conversation was, Lydia, where should we take my wife's money? Because I don't want that money to take care of my family. I don't want one day someone saying that my family was provided for by a woman. So it's important to go back to the background. Where are people coming from? Let us look at the individualities and the differences that come into the relationship, and then now we take it up from there.
Like what Stan was saying, talk about these things during the dating phase. Understand what relationship do you have with money? Who are you around money? What money personality do we have? So that when we get into marriage, we know. Okay, Pro?
Yes, thank you. This is
it's very interesting discussion. You know, looking at it from money matters, you know, and also looking at it from the beginning, blah blah blah. Now let me bring in this aspect of another aspect which we actually call social change.
social change is a reality in the contemporary societies that we live in.
Yeah.
You will also find it in the families where we are. The same man that we used to believe in and to say that he's the one who will be the breadwinner, take care of everything, things are changing. He need not necessarily be the same because of different factors.
Yeah.
The same lady that you are saying, you be a good wife, and whenever he brings it at home, take care of it,
Multiply it.
You know, multiply. We even compose songs to that effect.
Yes.
Things are now changing. In our classes, we are teaching and empowering our girls, and we are telling them it's a high time that you learn to become women who are economically empowered.
Okay.
Don't just go to look forward to the institution of marriage, waiting for your husband to be the sole provider. No. Social change is coming in, and we've got quite a number of cases practically that you can actually see that you have seen. We've got so many case studies with regard to this, where the girl studied, did the best, she went to the university. Upon the completion of her study, she didn't even go to look for work. Why? Because she got a guy who sat her down, told her, everything is here, I'll take care of you, I will provide. Then, akapata watoto, time went on. Is she getting any experience for whatever she was learning?
No.
Did she bother to go to look for a job?
No.
Then, people, crashes and crises, they will tell us, marital crisis, will rematch. Now, what's happening? The man starts to change. The man who was providing is no longer providing. The lady who was expecting to be fed and to be taken care of by the husband continues to do that. Then what goes on? Crises begin right at the family level. If you are not economically empowered as a lady, there is a high possibility that things may not end up very well. So you need also to be prepared to be a breadwinner to a certain extent.
Yes.
So don't just sit on it. And that's why we say social change is coming in. We are encouraging our girls to work, not to depend upon the men as the breadwinners. At the same time, we are encouraging the men not to grow up believing that they are the only breadwinner, so much so that if they're given something by the lady, they cannot actually take it, because it's given by who? By the lady. There are some fellows here who, if the lady, for example, buys a plot of land, builds, they can't even dare to step in or even to occupy it. They feel so bad. Now you get to see this kind of a thing. So what is happening? There are some complexities in our society which we need to really deal with. And I think the counseling psychologists who are here can help us to understand which ones are these. Then we, as social scientists, will actually be able to embrace and to advise our society accordingly.
Okay.
Right. I know. There's bits and pieces of every bit from this conversation, and it's very interesting because there are solutions from whatever angle you look at it. When we look at it from the point of pulling our resources together, what if there's no resource to pull? Is my skill good enough? Is my presence good enough? Is that we put the bank together?
I am the table.
You bring things does it matter in situations? Because like I said, things change. We start off nicely, we're all working, but then I am not working anymore. Then do I stop being part of the resource pool because I'm not putting in money there anymore?
Very good, very good.
Can we answer that after the break? Because we do not want to rush through it. But I don't know about you. We have come across videos on TikTok, okay? Where we see a couple and then say a lady says, "Oh, I've seen this shoe, it's really nice, I want to buy it." And then they go ahead and pay it. And then the guy's like, "Why are you paying it? I am the one to spoil you." And then you, right?
I think that's a good problem, Like,
and then another one who said, and there was also another challenge where they were saying, "Oh, I'm sorry, I cannot contribute to the mortgage this month." And then the guy's like, "When have you even contributed?" First of all, why do you know where we pay? Do you even know? And all those things. Oh, back up. I like. Okay. So we'll look at that. But the comment section. Every time you go to the comment section, you know what people say? May this love attack me.
Yes.
May it locate me. I receive it. And all those things. So how do we strike that balance? Because like you say, we all should be economically empowered. But then how do we strike balance such that we're not emasculating, say, a man in the primary role of providing? So we'll look at that when we come back from the break. But the question that we're asking you today is very, very simple. I really like this question. So the question is, can love survive without money in today's world? Why or why not? Let me tell you the comments.
Yeah? Fire.
Hey. Kuna mtu amesema hapa, huyu anaitwa Little Vibes Wamso. Anasema being broke is only romantic in books.
In books?
Yeah, in books. Yeah. But oh, money is dini. Kennedy Mugo anasema, take a newly wedded couple to an island without food and tell us the results.
You'll be shocked though. You'll be shocked. They become innovative.
And then, hey, wait, Zejo Rax anasema, everything is money in Kenya. Without money, you're done. So money, clearly, in the bank.
Money answering
all things. Okay, so tuchukue break and then we come back. Stan, we'll start with you, and now then figure out the balance aspect of it. You know, there's so much to come. But if you want to call in live, the lines are open. Okay, and we'll be receiving your calls after the break. Just stay with us.
Welcome back to your world. It's fiery and everything else behind the scenes, but we're bringing the same energy to you. This is Relationship Tuesday, and today we're talking about, you know, finances when it comes to dating and versus marriage. What happens then? The economy is tight, wallets are shrinking. Is the idea of the man being a breadwinner pressure, something that is outdated now, to achane nayo? Where are we with all of this? That's the conversation we're having today.
Let me tell you the question. I'm just looking at the comments and smiling and laughing here. Because where? So the question is, can love survive without money in today's world? Why or why not? Can love survive without money in today's world? Why or why not? Hey, simkola maneno ya kusema. Aya, let's see what people are saying on Facebook. Okay, so Honorable Jan Van Kimboy says, it can survive because you cannot use love to pay bills, school fees, transport, etc. And the answer is big no, absolutely not. Hassan Nasir says, without money, even your dog will bite you. And then Uyuni Wright Brothers and love without money is a recipe for chaos. Yeah, chaos.
Yeah,
even your dog will bite you.
Surely. Oh my goodness. Hey, kuna mwingine anasema hapa Facebook, leave money, and it's a real Jeep Junior. Leave money out of this. Does even love exist, Kwanza? Shadrach says, how now can you two work without a salary? Ni salary.
Ni passion.
Ni passion. Yeah, it's burning inside. Sylvia Koyesa says, love can't pay bills. Money can.
Ooh.
El Capone says, money in a relationship is not everything. It's the only thing.
Ah, okay. Sister, just feed the money. And I said, Manini, you try putting love on a plate when you're hungry. Try putting love on a plate when you're hungry, and then you come back and tell us. And then someone here, this is Rabala Jash, the ruler. And I said, money makes me be single again.
Okay. Pole. Dennis Odhiambo anasema, money is the root of all evil, and love is a modern form of slavery.
Wow.
Lawrence Michael says,
wait, we'll say that again, sorry.
Money is the root of all evil, and love is a modern form of slavery.
Okay.
Yo. Umeenda. Mbona uko deep?
Umeenda. Hey.
Clovis Omodi says, money is a life tool, so without it, even apparently, the love won't survive. Eunice Aima, depends with the partner's objective and mindset, because from the Bible, love conquers all, including that money.
Hey. Amen. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. We are there. Love has nothing to do with money. Yeah, agape love. Can I go on?
Yes.
Okay.
Agape love, the love of God. The love of God has nothing to do with money. Because when you meet somebody and you begin to quantify them in terms of their value money-wise, then you're going wrong. Because you could get married and that money disappears.
Yes, it does.
So what I think we are going the wrong way about love. Love should be treated separately. I've met you. We are in the talking stage. Of course, you'll ask me, what do you do for a living? I may say, I'm not doing anything at the moment. I'm still in college. Does that disqualify me from going on with love. Or I'm in between jobs, meaning you have no salary. Does that mean that Mwikali or Winnie, you are not beautiful enough, you're not good enough to continue with this relationship? So I think money should not be put in the same basket with love on the at the beginning of a relationship or dating, because that will take you the wrong way. Somebody is still in college, the other one is still in college, and maybe they're in love, meaning they will go somewhere, you know, together. But if you start quantifying them, or what do you have at home, what does your father do, you know, that's the wrong way to approach love. Love should be treated independently, and more so agape love, the love of God, unless we are talking about erotic love, whereby you want somebody to take you somewhere, sleep with you, so there are those costs because you have to pay for an Airbnb. But if you're talking about the love of God that will cause you two to be together and end up in a relationship that may culminate into marriage, then let's remove the money factor from it. Because relationships will never take off.
There's a question. We'll come back to this question that I'm about to ask Bishop. That then how do we ask these questions and see probably potential when it comes, because we have to know. We have to know even as we are dating. Kunaenda aje.
Potential can be mtu mwenye anaenda mjengo. Na anajaribu.
So the things to look out for that. But before the break, the question we'd asked is, what if I am not able to put in money in the resource pool? Are there other things that I bring to the table then that will be considered good enough?
100%. So when you're talking about wealth strategy, you have to separate wealth strategy from romance and leadership. So if the man is the leader of the family home, it does not in that regard negate partnership. Because if two work together, there's a greater reward for their labor, and the three-corded strand is not easily broken. Do you know, according to a Utah study, family of psychology study, they actually found that those individuals who talk about money, partners, could be dating or married, those who talk about money at least every week have a 70% likelihood of reaching the 10-year mark, as opposed to those who don't.
Talk about money versus stand. Talk about money versus, because there's some people who can sit, talk about money, but talk about how we don't have.
I'm coming.
And there's some people.
I'm coming. So there's even the subject. The subject is
what is it that they're talking about?
The subject is how do we build our net worth? Then you quickly find that net worth conversation has several variables. You have income, for instance. You have education. For example, my first 2 years of marriage, I was hustling. My wife was in school. Do you know? So she was doing I took her to do an MBA in London, right? Now, when I'm hustling and bringing in the bread, and she's doing the MBA, it is adding to our net wealth. So money conversation does not mean where's your 30,000, here's my 20,000. Money conversation is okay, fine. How are we going to improve our skills? Are we unlearning, relearning, retooling? How are we increasing our personal brands? Do we have a personal brand as a couple? Do we have personal brands that we are pursuing individually? Okay, how are you improving your communication? By the way, did you know that individuals who have superior communications outperform those without by 36% as far as net worth acceleration is concerned? I used to actually sit down and read adjectives. And people accuse me today of Kingereza Mingi. This was not my English 10 years ago. I've learned it because communicate. So my wife and I asking, so are you improving? So in that regard, when we're having a money conversation, it's not an issue of how much are you contributing. It is the structure. Think about it this way. The structure is that we have zero secrecy as far as money is concerned. So if I have my 2 million, you have your 20K, or I have my 20K and you have your 2 million, we have 2 million and 20,000. Here's the second reason. Remember the regression I ran. Here's the second reason. The first one was objectives. The second one was reduced waste and missed opportunities in optimization. Do you know, is it Facebook that showed us this guy who was admitted to hospital because he just found out that they have been paying rent to the wife.
The wife, yes.
Yeah.
Are you see what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So you could find that the biggest opportunity is your spouse, the biggest accelerator is your spouse, but because of secrecy, you're having a suboptimal wealth output. Not because the two of you are not powerful financially together, but because of that secrecy, you are reducing the true strength of your balance sheet. Financial analysts will tell you that consolidated balance sheet, think Google, consolidation. You have very many companies, but consolidated into one comprehensive financial position. The leverage is insane. Let me give you an example. Colgate, comprehensive balance sheet, they lever at about 95%. So for every 100 shillings, shareholders put in 5, senior debt players put 95 shillings. So your 5 bob is working more than 20 times. If it was a simple company and a comprehensive balance sheet, you know what happens? You can't leverage more than 30%, 40% of your leverage. So even from a financial analysis point of view, if you are looking at a couple as a balance sheet, your chances of growing net worth quickly are greatly improved when your money is put together.
Sister, how do we start this
And
Thank
thank you so much. You know, listening to him, actually he is leading us into something else which is equally very, 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 very important. And I'm looking at it to see, is it just money which we can actually say makes one the breadwinner? Is it money in isolation of other factors? It's talking about relationships within it. Now we put in other things here. How much is the trust that is found amongst them? You can be earning, but I don't trust you. That's why he says someone was actually earning, going on to actually pay the rent, and then it's actually going to the were they open to each other? And then again, when they are dating, at the point of dating, am I honestly open to you to let you know, here I am, this is the much I earn. Can I let you see my wallet? Can I give you, for example, my PIN number? You know, can I open it up and
dating, no.
share it, even at the point of dating? Do I trust you enough? So we get to see that this is a process that entails growth. And growth is gradual. It's not instantaneous. And then again, as these guys are dating, they will never be able to know and even to trust each other 100% at that point in time until they start living, sharing the same house, living under the same roof. That's when it now starts growing. I start getting to know this particular person. Then those points that he's talking about here becomes now, you know, implemented, they become consolidated, the love starts blossoming, and that's the time that this lady now will also be able to go out and bring it. The man will also be able to go and bring it in, and together they enjoy it, you know, in a joyful manner, so to say.
What you're saying is that there's a place for building intimacy.
There is. It does not just happen instantaneously.
All right. Can we talk about then the pressures in today's economy that it can put on families, breadwinner or not? Because maybe as we just hear talking about this pressure, there's some people who are like, what pressure? What are you guys talking about?
And then probably someone else was wondering, is my wife tuned in? Is she listening to this conversation? Because somebody needs to let her know that I am struggling. You know,
all these pressures of the street that can have.
So the truth is that there's a lot of stress-related issues that are coming up today, especially in people's, with couples and families, even individuals. Sometimes you'll find, based on the structures in someone's life, there are those children, not children or individuals that know they're expected to take care of their families of origin, and they're expected to take care of their marriage, you know, the families where they're married, that's a nuclear family, and also to take care of the families of marriage. You get those are three. And this boils down to maybe one particular person. If it is only the man who is providing, then there is a lot of weight that comes in. Now you can imagine with the current economic times, like now in our nation today, there's of course there's a lot of payments, especially we're paying the statutories. They are, you know, there's a lot of complaint. When you look at inflation factor, look at even the cost of food. You know, it's quite expensive. School fees, taking care of the needs has become it's quite a challenge for many people. And so for families, you realize that many couples are struggling with debt. Couples are struggling with even inability to make decisions, to agree, because now the conflicts start arising because maybe you're spending too much you know, you're not considering this, and sometimes maybe job losses, you know, people are losing jobs, and yes, there's a lot of stress. The levels of suicide have increased. They are higher than before. Why? Because people are very, very stressed. And the question is, what should we do at this time? And I love the conversation that we are having here. Who is the breadwinner? And this boils down to structure. I love the fact that Estan said that structure is important. Every family should have a structure. Yes, we need to know who should provide. Is it the two of us? Sometimes there are families that decide, let the lady stay at home for a period of time, bringing up the children, you know, taking care of the needs of the house. Instead of us employing a nanny or a house manager, let her take care of the family, and maybe provide something else that she would be doing, as she takes care of the children. Because also remember, having a woman just stay at home, take care of the children, and she's not developing, maybe, you know, cognitively, you know, she's not doing maybe, let's say, short courses, something that can help her even build her self-esteem and self-confidence is very important. So having a structure where you decide for a period of time, let the lady take care of the family. As a man, let me do this. Or even sometimes people reverse the roles. We actually see the reversal now. Yes, sometimes that is happening. And I believe that is oneness. Where there's communication, there is agreement in the family, you know, that one builds the families, and we have less stress because they shared responsibility.
Let me jump in on that. So on that particular, that's a very interesting conversation, especially because one thing is certain, the highest form of intelligence is the ability to entertain an idea, evaluate its logical conclusions without accepting it or refusing it. So we've built for hundreds of couples their wealth plans, and we begin with the financial fitness test that does the 1,600 cognitive measurements, right? But there's something we found that was very interesting, which I want to share with you here, which will be very funny. So within that test, we deploy something called the MAQ-54 money personality test, right? And then we began now to ask questions for the couples. How do you feel, especially on the positioning of the man is a breadwinner, bring the bread, pay the rent, and so on. Do you know the conclusion we found? That the man will deliver, as Professor said, the man will deliver the house, the man will deliver the bread, the man will deliver the bacon, but you will lose the man. So conversely, when the woman gets financial independence, do you know what her logo will be? Her logo will be, why should I have a pig in the house when I can buy pork sausage in the supermarket?
That's true. You get it?
Stan. Our jaws are always low. Okay.
Can I say something?
Yes, please.
Let me say something. I know what I said. Why would I have somebody who is doing nothing, just taking the remote, changing this channel, and I'm toiling out there? I would rather do away with him and then continue to do what he was doing for the family, having financial independence and life independence. But I want to say this as a Christian. I want to say something. That when you are referred to as a breadwinner, because those things can come and go sometimes, like for example, somebody is married and the man is the one providing. Then after a while, the man loses the job and the woman now comes up and continues to provide. What I want to say about all this is the understanding right from the start in the relationship. What is the understanding? Yes, we have come into this union as a married couple, but we have the same purpose, because the purpose could be divergent, whereby I feel we are not tagging along, and therefore I want to do my own things, do your own. When you fail, watch me succeed, and what I can give you is breadcrumbs, but I will take care of the responsibility in the home. I think everything should be that when you are a couple, if we are talking about love and marriage, you should have the same purpose. The core purpose of the family, it should be the same, whereby you are pulling in the same direction. We want to first have this, you are employed, I'm employed. Let's put our finances together. And transparency is what we encourage. in church, when we do premarital counseling, we say you should not hide your finances. Let it be known that at this time I'm not earning. And this time I'm also earning, and this is what I'm bringing to the table. So that you can plan together, and from there make strides together. It gets to a point, and I want to say this in regards to me. My own husband was a lead because he was older than me. Yes, I was teaching, he was also working, but it got to a point he retired. He's now much older. He's now looking back to me to advise on what investments we should do.
We should, yeah.
And whatever I say goes. Why? Because now he's retired to all these things. But right from the start, we did it together. So he showed me the way. He directed me. He said, this is what we should do. And after a while, you find that we have been able to achieve much together, because that's what we have done. We have never had, separate accounts, independence. And as I said before, sometime, I'm an impulse buyer. But he's this person who protects the money. But that does not necessarily say I'm a bad person. Because my impulse buying will cause us to invest in something, because every investment, many times, is a risk. You are taking, there's a risk factor that it may go well, or we may lose. So I'm in that path of risk-taking. But him is the conservative one. We have to hold. And it's also very nice because he ensures that the rain does not beat. There is something for that rainy day. What I'm trying to say, when you come together into marriage, ensure that you share the purpose. Even if the other person does not see directly into what you want, with time, try to make them understand. Then they can also take you to another direction, saying we cannot put all our eggs in one basket. Let's try also this. What I say is accommodation. I also want to say something about Stan. I know communication is very important, but communication is not only the language you speak. Communication is the action you also take. Because there are people who are so good with communication. And let me say, for me, I have a reservation. I love good communication. I'm intrigued by it, but I don't fully follow it. Because for me, I'm action-oriented. What you're saying, are you walking the talk? Are you walking the talk, or you're just good speaking? Because I've met all kinds of people. There are people, when you listen to them, you think you have reached the optimum of life, the maximum. But there's no action to it. There must be an action that follows what you say. Because somebody in Marikiti may not communicate very well, but in their mindset, they know where they are going and what they want. And you see the action. You see they have started here. They can give you a history. I started with 1 bucket of potatoes, and I've been able now to bring a whole truck. And out of that, I'm now doing something on the side. I have a shop. And that person, for sure, is able to communicate through what they are doing.
There's something that you said as we go on a break, and maybe we'll get back to that. I think I was left at a point when the conversation today has been about the man and, understanding him as a breadwinner and shifting that weight or that burden, or understanding that things have changed. But when you look at the woman as well, what do we do then to also make them understand that this is shifting, that I might be able, I need to be able to step in, knowing that I will be also a breadwinner in this relationship.
Like now I have stepped in and I'm doing it.
That shift, that mind shift, I think we can just talk about that after the break.
After the break, And just a reminder of the question that we're asking you today, and that is, can love survive without money in today's world? Why or why not? We're taking a break to Pumu, because it's fire here, okay? But like we said, if you want to call in and maybe direct your question to any of our panelists this morning, feel free to do so. Or if you want to use our WhatsApp number, it's also, open. So use it, and if you have a question or you want to contribute as well to the discussion, use it by all means, all right? So we're taking a break. We'll see you after. There's so much in terms of then how do we strike a balance in terms of breadwinner versus not?
What are those conversations? What are those checklists? What are those things we need to do as we're starting, so we start right?
Absolutely. Okay, so see you after the break.
Let me tell you.
On air. Welcome back.
No.
Hey.
No, Lydia. Lydia and Prof, we need you as referees.
Bishop, I'm selling you mine today.
You said live TV.
At its current value of 2.5.
Send me at 9.
You see, I've tried selling it for 4 years.
Bishop will buy. Wait, listen, welcome back to the show.
He's not alone.
There's a whole lot of conversation is happening here during the break. Na tumerudi hewani bado still. Listen, tunaongea mambo ya pins. Na breadwinning and love. Na mambo ya shamba iko pia. And the question I'm asking you this morning, Lord, you guys. The question is, can love survive without money? In today's world, why or why not? Can love survive without money? In today's world, why or why not? Kuna watu wa worship wako na maneno ya kusema. Let's hear what you guys have to say. Okay, breadwinning should be a task for both partners. God forbid, if one is not there for any reason, what will the dependent bread eater do?
Wow.
All should understand that, should understand the art of fishing, and this is Paul Kamau, okay?
I completely disagree with Bishop that the woman is the neck analogy. Where is it stated that way in the Bible? The Bible clearly states that the wife is a helper with
owns her own head.
Having a very sober and powerful head that submits to the head. A maker Ephesians 5:22 and a multitasker, Proverbs 31. If you want a woman without a head, cut her head. What will you witness? What you will witness is what a woman is. Head over shoulder. Hey, yo. And that is not God's vision and mission. Hey, but I'm enjoying the show.
We have also enjoyed your question.
Yo, kindly share the phone number of the gentleman in a navy blue Kaunda suit. Hey. I feel that he can help me along. Thank you.
Share number. Okay.
Hey, yo. Johnny from Kasarani. Love can certainly work without money. What's most important in a relationship is the emotional connection, trust, and support between partners.
That's right.
While money can provide comfort and security, it's not the foundation of love.
True.
Many couples have strong, loving relationships despite financial challenges, and they often find creative ways to prioritize what truly matters to them.
Oh,
okay.
wow.
Okay.
Okay.
Without money, no real love. Answer. What's going on?
You answer.
Hey. Kuna nyingine hapo.
Kuna pamphlets. This is a whole lot. Okay.
Okay.
Na
so
ready tujue.
Tunaanza na hiyo ama tunaanza na ya juu yake? Is that, think of it as like engineering. Is there was a message before that? There's a message before that. Can we scroll up? There, okay, sawa. Hey, TV, I'm Nyando from Earth. Okay. The creator said man and woman shall become one. Money can keep you alive, but it can't keep love. When marriage is reduced to survival or a man's wallet, it's no longer sacred, but prostitution in disguise. Yo. True marriage is one vision, one struggle, one destiny, and couples should know that love exists before money in Genesis. The breadwinner should be both of them. Otherwise, that love is just marriage prostitution in the name of love.
Wow.
Okay. Think of it like engineering, Tumesonga. If you wire two circuits, but only one carries the current, the system will overload and fail. Real design requires balance, share load, and feedback. In the same way, marriage without mutual provision is a faulty architecture. It collapses under stress. Love is the voltage. Money is just the resistor. Without love, the circuit is dead.
He got it. It's about system design. So if your output is efficiency, then you need to focus on efficiently built system verified by research and data. You cannot utilize, I heard you say, you know, about this lady who said, I'm sorry, my husband, I am not going to contribute to...
the husband's like, when did you ever?
Yeah, when did you ever? Or I want these shoes and they bought for her. Let me tell you, be very careful when you're getting your wealth strategy from 2-minute TikTok videos. Be very careful. Do not confuse entertainment for wealth strategy. By the way, when I do this exercise, it takes me about 3 days with 4 analysts to just do one couple or one individual. The subject of money, let me tell you, many people usually say it's a lot of English, until the arrogance of poverty knocks your door. The day you'll take your pregnant wife to Nairobi Hospital and they'll tell you to walk to KNH, that is the day you'll understand this thing we're talking about is serious.
Yes, serious matters.
Absolutely.
Listen, there's someone here, which again, really interesting comment on Facebook, JOPO, who says, I believe in dating, it's about honesty and aligning values. But in marriage, it's about teamwork. Expectations must shift from who provides more to how do we carry this load together.
Ooh.
And that leads us to the question, then how?
And I think, Winnie, we need to go back to the question of dating versus marriage. Because we need to begin from somewhere. When a couple gets to a point where they are dating, they think, now we are in a, we would love, I've looked at everyone else, but this is the person that I would want to, finally walk a journey with. What are they looking at, right? I love the fact that Bishop said that we should not look at money and love. We should not put them together. You get it, So look, we need to look at the intellectual intimacy. We need to look at physical intimacy. We look at emotional intimacy. Are we able to be vulnerable together? Are we able to, the compatibility between the couple? Yes. So once we move from the passion stage, we now move to the intimacy stage, where at the intimacy stage we talk about our fears, we talk about expectations, we talk about our interests, we talk about our personal goals. This is the point where we need to move from personal goals, we need to shift from personal goals to couple goals at the commitment stage. This is a point whereby I share my backgrounds, as I talked about backgrounds. This is a place where I talk about my personality, beliefs, money beliefs, and the expectations that I have on the person that I want to take in as a partner, all right? The moment you're aligned on that, now you move to the commitment. When we get to the commitment, this is when now people decide we now want to get married. This is when now we get into exclusivity, yes? And at this point, we now build the structures. And we build structures with, there's what we call the power struggle in a marriage relationship. Who makes more decisions? Who determines which direction a family takes? Okay, this is at the commitment stage. This is what we look at. I know you're a better money manager than I am, because maybe one person is a spender, the other one is a hoarder, another person can manage and put finances together. There is one who has a better understanding of how to invest money, because it's not everybody. At times you realize one is impulsive, the other one is one makes decisions on the go, the other one takes time and sees, analyzes and comes up with a solution, or comes up with a goal. So at the commitment stage, now we start putting structures in place. This is what we're going to do. We're going to have joint accounts or separate accounts. And this is where communication, constant communication is, it needs to be taken with a lot of seriousness, yes? Sometimes even people engage financial coaches like Stan, come into
I'm not a financial coach.
You're an expert. All right.
I'm a real estate investor and growth strategist.
Real estate.
These other things. This one I'm just helping. It's my mission in life.
We call your finance
it's my mission in life to raise 1 million African dollar millionaires.
Wow. But then because to scare from Bigoria, alafu will come back and then on the sides, other things. But we have a caller, and then we'll come to you. Bernard from Migori, good morning. Bernard, are you there? Can you hear us?
Morning.
Good morning. Kindly speak up so that Tuku's here.
I'm getting you. I'm getting the show.
Ah, fantastic. Do you have a question?
Yes, I have a question to you, this video.
Okay.
I'm getting what you are talking about. Yes, and I just want to know the faith of love. The meaning of love is what does it mean? You're talking of love.
Yes.
Based on that. What is it? Yes.
Wait, Bernard.
And the love Yes.
Please turn down the volume of your TV and then kindly speak up because we're struggling to hear you.
Yeah.
The volume is down now. I'm saying this.
Yes.
Define the word love.
Define the word
It's
love.
something that is new. And if you are just adding up there that money and love, what comes first? You just want to know that somebody or you love.
Okay.
Doesn't matter whether you have money or you don't have money. What you think of is love.
Okay.
Have that love.
Aye.
When money comes, you cannot think in there that
Yeah.
love without money for the love. And if we're talking of love,
Okay.
Okay,
Thanks,
okay, Bernard.
Yeah.
Thank
but,
you.
Yeah. Money.
Money and love, what comes first? And I think that's the question that probably, I think the comments we're getting is, if I don't have money, then I can't love. Why am I thinking about love if I don't have money? And most of them are just guys. It's like, and the pressure is real because I think they believe the only way to get someone is
through
having love,
having money. Yeah.
But I don't believe that.
Yeah.
I don't believe
Lakini,
I'm a staunch.
Bishop, si Bible imeandika, a man shall provide.
Yes, a man shall provide,
Yeah.
yes. But you see, we are looking at this whole thing from the dating point going forward.
To marriage, yes.
Now, if you start your dating with that guy that has a car, that has a good job, and what have you, what you don't realize, things change. And this man could lose a job, maybe the first year, the second year, or third year of your marriage. So what happens to you if you loved him for money?
Because of what
so what I look at as a bishop, I look at everything else being material, but love being divine. Love is so divine that you love this person, and that's what we make people do the vows. Thank God we don't have somebody that said marriage should be a 4-year contract. We make people do the vow, and I thank God I'm now almost 30 years in marriage. And we make people do vows or come to church and exchange those rings as a sign of love. And they make those vows that we'll be together in this until that time death separates us. So in this journey, because when I talk about marriage and love, sure, I have an experience of ups and lows. And there are times the man doesn't have even anything. Or the person doesn't know. You ask him a question, how do we go about our goals? And he says, you just decide. You just decide. So you see what keeps you there, because he cannot now play his role as he used to, is the love that you have for him. Because that love is agape love, unconditional love. Whether we have it, when we don't have it, because love cannot be, you can't be in a relationship that goes up all the way.
That's true.
No,
That is so
you
true.
will age, you'll retire, you'll have no income.
Prof has been raising his hand for a bit now.
Two things here.
Yes, Prof.
Because I want to comment on something that she was saying here. And totally I agree with her.
Yes.
And I think it's out of this that we need to let Bernard know that to a great extent, love comes first. Love is a virtue. It's not just a concept that you can say you're going to define it. It goes beyond that. Love, it's a feeling. Love is divinely inspired. If I also come in to put in what the bishop here has, it's also a gift from God, the Almighty. And at the same time, love is something that is generated and built upon by the two people themselves. Love grows. It does not just start and then it ends up there. Then again, love is not selfish. Love is selfless. Go on. I don't want to go to the biblical definitions about it. However, I think it's important here for us to note that without this love, no matter how much money we try to generate, I mean, it will not work. If I cherish you and I love you, definitely, I respect what you do. I give you your space. I give you room to grow. Even if you are a lady, it doesn't matter, You respect me so that I can also keep on doing what? Focusing on the same thing. Now, something here that she was saying, adding up, how does this thing move on? We need to put into the understanding of the reality that self-awareness becomes crucial and critical. What am I trying to say? We are together. I have taken her, but am I aware that we will grow together? Am I aware there will be challenges that you come and strike us? Are we aware that anything can happen? I can even become handicapped. I'm not even able to go. Will I still keep on remaining with this particular person, you know, for better, for worse? So that aspect of self-awareness now comes in. And it is this self-awareness that will enable us to resist the much societal expectations that will be coming in to rain havoc in our relationship. So if we are aware 100% right from the dating stage, aware of ourselves, aware of our relationship, aware of our surroundings, aware of the society that we are living in, then they will actually be able to conquer. That's basically the way that goes.
Because I want to say something before he says.
Proceed, Bishop.
We have been married. The man is a professor. He retires. I'm a teacher. Then I say, I want to go into full-time ministry. Then somewhere along the line, we are chased out of the house. And it happened. We have no school fees. We have no money for house. We are kicked out. We stay with a brother, my brother. If love is not there, would you go through that, you know, time of storm? And we stuck together. We came out stronger than before. The trust was more. We now, you know, we talk to one another, you know, about everything. Even when we know we are having the last coin, we will talk about it and say, now what we do, let's spend it. And then what we have in the house or what we have in the shamba will take us through. So love is more than money. Love is more than money.
Can I just comment just for 1 minute? So regretfully, regretfully, your perspective is your reality. And if you look at Dr. Dweck, this is a German psychologist who has done a lot of work on mindset. You quickly begin to find that the brain does not know how to distinguish between thoughts and reality. That's true. So consequently, your perspective is your reality. Okay, great. So there has to be a different work stream of analysis before marriage and after marriage. Remember, again, before marriage, you are dating, which comes from the word data. It's data collection. So you are evaluating. There's a form of evaluation that you are putting people to. I tell my community members at 1 Million Nation, especially the ladies, right, that you have to evaluate the money possibilities of the man you're considering to date. And I'll tell you why. Remember, again, you're collecting data with the intention that this could possibly be somebody who I'm going to live with the rest of my life. And you're going to analyze many things. You're going to analyze their education. You're going to analyze their family background and so on. But there is no one unit of measurement that speaks responsibility, focus, vision, ambition more than wealth. Hence why, in the same regard, I say that we should put your money together. In the same breath, I say that if you don't have cash, you don't have the right to carry precious cargo. Do not even think that time you're wasting to think about dating. You should be thinking about your economic independence, because it then becomes communication to your future spouse that this is somebody who can lead me. If you cannot lead yourself, do you know becoming rich is neither difficult nor complicated? Money is everywhere. I can even hear it printing here right now. Like, right, it's all over, it's all around. It's all around. And you know, it has nothing to do with education. Actually, on our regression model, education exposure, nowhere, they don't have any predictive power on your wealth journey. So for a lady, the question, how much are you net worth, for the guy is a valid question. It is. Not because the lady is driven by money, but because the lady is establishing, are you able to, as it were, receive me wholly? Me as a person. Because if you're talking about the man as the head, then that head must be evaluated. So I don't, once we cross the other side, we can talk about putting our money together, money not being insignificant and so on. But before marriage, that's one of the questions you want to be asking.
And do not be afraid to ask. We have a caller. John,
yes, we do.
Joining us from Kiambu. Nyeri. John, hi.
Morana.
Good morning. Hello. Hi, John.
Yes.
Unatusikia. Can you turn down the volume of your TV so that to communicate? Fantastic. Ahead. Do you have a question or comment?
Yeah, I have a comment about the love can't work without man. Do you know why?
Why?
Because the love without man is misunderstanding among the spouse. Yes.
Yeah.
And then there will be misunderstanding and great conflict. That will not work.
Wait, you saying love cannot survive without money?
Yeah, there must be some money.
There must be money.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, for it to work.
Okay.
Okay.
Marriage.
Unajua sasa hadi sasa watu wa kwa hivi pesa, money talks.
Money talks.
Okay. Sawa. Thank you so much, John, for calling us this morning.
Thank you.
All right.
Asante.
And still in that breath,
Yes.
Kuna mtu hapa ni Mercy the Great anasema in marriage, money matters more than love. A marriage without money will suffer badly. Love is nice, but money is more necessary. Money gets the job done, but love takes the credit.
There's something I said, a difference.
Yeah.
Love, when you're meeting somebody, is what puts you together.
Yes.
As you go along, you begin wealth creation.
Yeah.
Whether you are working, you bring your money together, and this is what we can do to propagate our wealth, multiply our wealth, and what have you. So besides love, there is also money to enable you move from one level to another, educate, take care of the basic needs, be a breadwinner, and what have you. But what I want to say is that if there is no love from the start, and what has attracted you is what this person has, that is vanity upon vanity. That's what we say as Christians, it's vanity. Because one day that can be over. One day that person you looked up to provide for you may not be there.
Able to.
And life must go on. So what I think is that as you journey on in life, that's when you may need pillars to help you, counselors, money specialists, and what have you, wealth, people who can advise you on how to invest. And also friends will tell you, those who have gone ahead, this is the way we started. We may not all be the same. We are unique in our own ways, but we create wealth as we go on.
I like that.
But I think we need to, sorry, we need, that speaker who says, or whoever wrote, she gave that feedback and says that money is the main thing.
Love is nice, but money is necessary.
Love is nice, but money is necessary. Come on, let's look at the reality and see it. Look at the Kenyan situation practically. How many guys do we get to see here in our contemporary society today? They are billionaires, lots and lots and lots of money. But then again, are the families very happy, so to say? We don't want to name them. Now look at the billionaires at the global scene, and you know them. You know them. How many have actually divorced as we talk? Billionaires, money they have. Is there love? Not quite. So what we need to say here is that love must be accompanied by other basic essentials, which will contribute to more generation of this money. And what are these? This is what I'm saying. Self-awareness becomes very critical. Other things is the respect that these people have for themselves, respect, understanding, that mutual understanding that generates the aspect of oneness. And then again, how do I take you? The respect of the partner as a person. I respect the dignity of this particular human being. Do I see him first as a human being? If I don't, there's nothing that I can do. And I'll just be seeing him as another, non-entity. It's something in abstract, and it will not help me to support him as he goes on to generate the much needed money, so to say. So for me, I look at love by itself without other variables. It cannot just work. You can generate money, but at the end of it all, it will not actually give you the self-contentment and the delight that you need, even as a couple, so to say.
So true. There's a lot of vulnerability as well in all of that, because growing up, you've been told probably pesa yako ni yako. Those things we've had growing up. As a woman, you need to have your little something somewhere. Undoing that and being vulnerable to a point of we can still save together. But then there's something Bishop said earlier. Mwanamke anafaa kukuwa backup. So I don't know.
You should start as a backup. You should start as a backup, not the main person. But things are changing.
I have, as we are all having this conversation around breadwinning and the dating stage versus marriage, should the expectations shift or should they change? I'm asking this question: why do you want to get married? I think we need to answer that question. What is the purpose of marriage? You realize different people marry for different reasons. There are people who marry for financial stability. There are people who marry for children, as you're saying. There are people who marry because my biological clock is ticking. There are people who marry because, like now, someone will say, you know, God spoke to me and told me to get married to this particular person. Yes, people get married for different reasons. And now, once you get your why, it becomes much easier to determine the process. So we need to understand the why. And you know, I tell couples this, that the purpose of marriage is to make your partner a better version of themselves. If your purpose is for you, if it is selfish, then the relationship becomes quite difficult to manage, because you're getting in for you. Okay, what is in for me? The breadwinner should provide for me. He should give me, you know, give me. But what are you contributing? What are you bringing in on the table? So if your purpose is to build one another, build on what the other person had. They have aspirations, they have dreams, they have goals, you know, make them better. And then together now, come up with a purpose for the marriage. Together, we are going to build the community. Together, we are going to build resources. Together, we are going to bring up children and disciple them and help them become better. So the why helps you determine the process.
Is there like a right or wrong why?
Why? Yeah, because I'm just like,
there's something I want to say.
And they're selfish, all of them.
Yeah, because there's some people who say, listen, I want to get married for money. And there's some people who are okay
Can I say
with
something?
It. But yes.
Can I, before you say your why? I think this, you are meeting and you know, you connect. You connect with somebody. Let's say I've met Professor here. I don't start with a why. We start with friendship. We get into the talking stage. You know, you may want to say, ask him, what are you doing for a living? But that should not direct your, you know, your relationship then. I was talking to somebody, I think 2 days ago, and it was like a young guy. And one thing he said, we have two intentions in relationship between a lady and a man. The first thing a man wants is now, the relationship now. Can we be friends? Can we be together? Can we be intimate? Can you be my soulmate? They don't think of marriage. But a woman, day one, somebody says hi. And you're asking, what do you do? I'm a banker. Or I'm this. Where do your parents live? Kileleshwa. Already that girl begins to run ahead. She's already at the marriage level, and it ruins everything. She's gone. Because you meet somebody, I meet him, let's become friends. Let's vibe. Let's see whether we are going somewhere. Before now you get into that serious, be at that talking stage, make it rich, let the person become your friend, share what you can share, maybe not everything, and then graduate to the next level. So the why will never appear, because out of the way you feel about one another, the relationship you enjoy, of course you are intelligent enough to know this person, emotionally intelligent, to know how he handles a crisis and what have you. From there, the person may feel now, one of them, or all of you, now this is too saturated, we want to live together. So by that time, I can't tell you why I got married. You know, there was no why.
Does the why then?
No, it was not.
The question is, does the why come before even I start dating, asking myself, why do I want to be in a relationship with someone? Is it something, does it come from the onset of, I want to get into the dating pool, I want to get into marriage? The whys come then? Is that when?
The why is personal. Before you think about marriage, 100%. Before you think about dating, you need it. You know, it's your life. Even the Bible says that God knew us before He formed us in our mother's wombs. So we had the individuality. You are an individual before marriage comes in. Yes. So I need to know. I want to get married. Why do I want to get married? All right. So as I am meeting people, as I'm meeting maybe different potential suitors, I have an idea what I want to achieve. Yes. Sometimes it's you know, our whys are determined, are influenced by our beliefs, by our backgrounds, by where we are coming from. So now when you start dating somebody, you already answered that question a long time ago. to yourself. So now you're not, maybe I can clarify that. You're not bringing in your partner, telling him now, why, you're really, it was personal.
Way before you start dating. Your hand was up.
100%.
But I think experience, okay, let me. Experience also, like for me, I got married, but I did not want to get married. All along, I said, I don't want to get married. Experience, my mother and my father. They kept disagreeing, my mother leaving, coming back, leaving, accusation, and I was the firstborn. So for me, I told my mother all along, I will never get married. That's why I had no why I want to get married. I had decided I'm not getting married, but here I am in a very successful marriage, 28 years down the line. I've never packed one day, not a minute, because the resolution of conflicts has been there and many other things. Maybe I learned from my background, but I don't truly agree with that, because a lot of people that are getting married, they have no time for why. They don't have that time. Themselves. Unless now they learn from what we are saying now. And that is the importance of this show. A lot of people, when they come for counseling to me, why do you think you want to marry this guy? No, we just met, we fell in love, we have been friends.
Next to this answer her question. You remember when she was asking, are there right wise and wrong ones? So that comes in and puts it across. And I can actually say, yes, indeed. Now, some of these, the ones that you can actually say are wrong ones, they are selfish. Selfish-centered. It's me, mine. This is what I want to get from this guy. This is what I want to get from this, which is wrong. But the right ones is, I want it because, number one, I want to be satisfied, but I also want to grow within it. And I also want to live with this particular person. And if possible, out of us, what will come out of us, because we are also looking forward to what's coming up with the heritage. We also want to come up with our own future, something that will come out of us. So that is likely to lead on to that kind of a thing. But that notwithstanding, we can say there are pressures, lots and lots of pressure, so to say, which you come, confront it, and it will not work as expected. And I think that is something that we did not finish up completely. She had started it, we left it halfway in between. So give us some time so that we can also tackle it as we move on. These pressures. And you see, one of these pressures is something that we see, the networks that we find ourselves in. We believe, so much in social networks. Social networks can be very good and very positive. But social networks can also be horrible, terrible, because they put in a lot of pressure on you, which will come to impact on the type of love relationship that you have, and you don't get to see yourself the way you're looking at previously. On the contrary, you find like it may come to destroy you, because you are comparing yourself with others. You are comparing what you have, what this person has, what we don't have. Why don't you have it? You want this, you come in putting in lots and lots of pressures on this particular person. If you're not able to bear it, then automatically there will be chaos.
For me, I look at it as social capital. If you have social capital, which is very important, they will come in times of need, advice, maybe you want something done, and this person that is in your network will help you. So for me, the way I look at it with the lens of social capital, help that I can get, critique. Criticism that is positive. They will critique me. Maybe you are being slow on this. Why don't you build? Why don't you start slowly? So, as I agree with Prof completely, there are others that are they can come to put you pressure, jealous, envy. It's like you're competing, and that one is unhealthy.
So self-awareness.
Self-awareness and knowing where you are going, your pace, and how you'll do it, and who is Mwikali to me, who is Prof to me, how can they push me forward? Maybe Mwikali is ahead, Prof is following, I'm there, third coming, and they intend to show me the direction, because social capital by all means is important.
I actually believe the subject of inquiry here requires a bit more in-depth analysis, and we must really depart from pedestrian views. For instance, I hope you know one of your biggest decisions in your life is who you marry.
Yes.
true.
One of the biggest, let nobody cheat you that it is inconsequential. Case in point, I've dealt with a case where this lady, she's now 36, the husband is 40, they have been married now for 9 years, and last year she discovered that this man is 7 years in debt because auctioneers showed up into their house. Hence why I'm saying the subject of inquiry. So when you're talking about
they
why
should solve
I should
it together.
marry, so solve it together 8 years later. Do you know what has happened? The lady is out of the house.
Yeah.
Love was not sufficient in that regard because now your suboptimal financial behavior has not only inconvenienced my life, but has changed the trajectory and experience of my children. So the subject of inquiry is a subject that requires a lot of careful thought, avoid pedestrian view, and use statistics to check what is going to happen. So if one of your whys to get married, which is a fair why, that I want to provide a stable environment for my children. I want to have a family, that's a good why. I want to have progeny, that's a beautiful why. I want to be a family man, I want stability. I don't want mchezo wa town. Maneno haya si mageni mjini. You don't want all that, right? The next question is, then which partner fits that? Now, of course, resources does not.
Where is the market for this?
Resource availability does not necessarily indicate financial stability, but it's one measure that you can utilize. So it's very important. Ask questions like, what is your debt? What's your CRB score? When I do marital counseling, I'll ask you guys, have you shared your bank statements with each other? Right? How much credit do you have? How much loan do you have? Do you use Shylocks? How often do you use Shylocks? For instance, did you know if you are dating a gentleman who has grown up in a single parent family, according to one Cambridge social psychology family journal, they actually found that individuals that have grown up, African men who have grown up in single mother families have a 75% likelihood to die in poverty, and the reason of the death in poverty will be high interest personal debt. So are you coming from a single mother? Because when I talk about wealth is built with systems, the systems is to mitigate those suboptimal circumstances and environment where we find ourselves. So if I'm going to marry you and I know you're coming from a single mother, one of the structures and systems you must put is, how do we take debt? You see what I'm talking about? And they actually found that the reason is like these people who cut their hands.
Victimized. I don't agree with you. I'm sorry. Can I say something?
It's irrelevant.
You don't use that kind. Okay, yes, it's irrelevant.
Those are hard facts.
But if you're going to do research of that sort, then nobody will get married.
That's not true.
I want to say that because I stand here to represent the kingdom of God, where we go, we walk not by sight. Please. Not by sight. 2 Corinthians 5:7 says we do not walk by sight, but by faith. You can't start analyzing me. You may not marry me. I was also in CRB. I could not pay my university loan. And I was put in a CRB. But that does not mean I'm bad with credit.
That's not what I said.
I cleared that. And I got married to somebody who has never been in any credit. But I'm able to tell you, we're investing here. We're investing here. Kidogo. What I want to say, again, don't try to victimize single mothers.
But
the mothers I've seen single mothers. Many of them have raised men that have turned out to be beautiful. Some of them carry the name Wanjiru. The mother is Wanjiru. But even with that Wanjiru, we saw one runner, let's say, before all this happened. The guy was able to run. So what I want to say, let's not victimize any kind of group. Because when you meet somebody, the person is an individual. You love each other as individuals. You look at your backgrounds just to inform you this person is coming from, like for example, I'm from Central, my husband is from Western Kenya, and we came together because our parents had no say. Of course, there was rejection. Oh, you can't marry somebody from Western Kenya. But we said we love each other. And over time, they have loved us and they have supported us. So what I want to say, let's not victimize and say if you marry somebody from here, they are likely to have debts. You know, that is stereotype. That is stereotype. type.
Can I finish?
Okay.
All right, so, so the analysis proceeds. The aim of the analysis is the prudent man foresees evil, Proverbs 22:21, and takes precaution. You didn't hear me, Bishop. So I said, once it is established I'm from a single mother family, like I am, evidently, then the next question is, how will our relationship be like?
Yeah.
Because now we are getting married, and you're coming from a single parent, there is a high likelihood of getting into debt. So consequently,
what I'm disagreeing with, allow me to disagree. My own father was in a marriage with my mother. And what made us go down, he took a debt that we could not service. So that was a proper family that believes in God. My father was a deacon. My mother was singing in choir. They were doing business very well. But my father took a loan with Barclays Bank that we could not service. And therefore, our business was sold. And we had to go back to shags. So you can't stereotype that it is a single mother. There are single mothers that I know that are doing well. There are people in marriage that all of them are always prone to getting dates because they want to live larger than what is coming in. Because you must live within your means as much as you are a risk taker. So I don't believe that when in your analysis you stereotype. Just say, let's do a background check. I know you are doing all that research and you are doing all that, but I think we should be fair. Okay. Because when we are talking to our audience, there are many that come from single families.
Like me.
Yes.
Like mine.
I think basically what he did, I think he just gave a reference to a study that was done. You called it by who? By Cambridge?
Cambridge Journal for Family Psychology. As a model of analysis and then mitigation provider.
In this study, it's actually a paper which has actually been published. Yeah?
Yes,
I
sir.
would actually love to read
100%.
that particular paper, right? Please give it to me. I'll be very happy. But I don't think he's actually stereotyping, single mother families or single parenthood and all that. I don't think that is exactly what he's
I'm showing a blueprint of the possible obstacles that should come out during dating. And then we have a conversation. Knowing that, for instance, my wife comes from a stable family. Do you know the same paper argued that individuals who grow up with the father and mother are loan averse. They hate loans. My wife does not even have full Lisa on her phone. If I try to suggest it, she even gets completely perturbed, right? But we know as business people that one of the biggest powers of business growth is leverage. Is debt, right? So while I have a problem of borrowing high interest debt and I don't even perceive it because of my trauma, she has a disadvantage of completely loan averse. So if building wealth is a conversation we're going to have, the analysis I'm talking about is to set the stage for the type of conversation. So if both of us are risk averse, having a loan taking system is a waste of time because that's not the conversation we should be having. We should be having conversations. So your advantages should be taken full advantage of for the progress of the relationship. But your disadvantages should be taken as communication to build mitigative systems to improve your chances of destination arrival. That's what I'm talking about. So it's not stereotyping. I'm proudly coming from a single mother family, and I love it.
Right? So the question is, because I can see your time is how much spent, and in the next 4 minutes to Nafukuzo studio, is then how do we find that balance in terms of not leaving? Because again, times are difficult for so many, and not just in Kenya, but across the globe. The biggest question is then how do we come together as a unit? Because you talked about shared responsibility. And that's important. How then do we come together as a unit and say, hey, fine, so you do this, you do this, or you use your skills in this way, I've used my skills in this way, so that we grow together as a unit, so that one person does not feel, this one, not kama ni my role to provide, but this one ameniachia sana. To how do we find that balance? I think in 45 seconds each.
I start. Number one. Let me start. Number one, listening to what he has said and your question. Number one, I think we need to come to something that I can actually call being open-minded. Open-mindedness. And number two, broad-mindedness. Open-minded, making me realize and know that anything can actually happen. Open-minded, making me go beyond societal expectations. Open-minded, making me go beyond those beliefs that you come to negatively impact on the type of work that we do or the type of relationship that we actually have. Broad-minded, making me go beyond what I happen to see here, knowing that we can actually try it out. It doesn't matter whether I'm in a relationship, a single-parent relationship. It doesn't matter whether I come from a very poor family. It does not matter whether when we were venturing into this relationship, we had a job, we did not. But we have been broad-minded that opportunities will change. We only need to grasp it and do the best that we can, and things will change for the better as we proceed.
Thanks, Lydia.
So, in my opinion, we need to build a collaborative attitude in the relationship, whereby it's not having a mindset that is so fixated at it's the man who should provide or a woman should provide. They come together, build wealth together, share what you have together, have open communication around marriage and relationship, and even provision in the family. And when things are not working, whenever conflict arises, seek support. That's why therapists, marriage and family therapists are here to support the families. Don't just give up on each other. Find coping mechanisms to be able to build your relationship.
So our research model spells grow. And the main thesis and conclusion is that couples that put their money together grow together. They grow together because of G, shared goals. Wealth is built by objectives. They grow together because of R, which deals with putting your balance sheet together, meaning you have less wastage, i.e. you are able to, as it were, act as a syndicate. O is for openness. If you're open with money, that builds trust. That openness ultimately builds trust that will become the glue of your relationship. And W is wealth split means net worth split. So consequently, if you put your money together, your net worth acceleration is higher.
Okay. Hey, a breadwinner, once you become a breadwinner, you should consider yourself very blessed because you go beyond your nuclear family, you go into society. And then you can also take care of other people that look up to you. So I would gladly want to be called a breadwinner because it's a blessing.
It's a blessing. Oh, I like that. It's a positive attitude towards being a breadwinner. Okay, what's happening in nyumbani? It's really great conversation, necessary conversation if you ask me. Tebi, just one comment. Tebi Iguyo, anasema, I wouldn't want a broke man near me. Neither will I take my broke self next to someone's son. Men, avoid broke women. Ladies, avoid broke men. It's only fair. Let's all look for money. I'm a fuga statement. Goodbye.
Asante sana. Thank you so much, Bishop. Thank you so much, Prof. Lydia Asante sana kwa kuja stand. Thank you as well. Winnie, thank you for coming.
Winnie, thank you for being here.
We'll see you tomorrow on Wellness Wednesday. It was a lovely day.
Asante.